Wow, wow, wow. What a hat-trick. What a performance. Real Madrid absolutely schooling Manchester City tonight in the Champions League. Oh, Freddie Valverde. Wow, what a player this guy is. He is the first name on that. So forget about Jude Bellingham. He wasn't even there tonight. He didn't need to be there tonight. No Bellingham, no Rodrigo, no Mbappe, no problem for Real Madrid. Pep Guardiola should have known that that was a Real Madrid side that were there for the taking tonight, and he absolutely got schooled by Arbeloa. Absolutely smashed to pieces, in fact. That first half performance, Manchester City's midfield, oh dear God. The balance of that side is absolutely shocking. How in a million years does Pep Guardiola, and look, I'm no one to talk, I'm a United fan, we're not even in the Champions League, but it does not matter. He knew what was there and what he was up against tonight and the players that were missing for Real Madrid. And he plays Rodri and Bernardo Silva, two of the slowest moving midfielders, two players that are pretty much getting past their time now. Them two too old. Obviously, Nico Riley is a player there that is welcome to the big league, out of his depth, I thought there. Same too with Mark Guehi tonight. I thought he was awful and found wanting. Donnarumma, one of the most experienced goalkeepers, clanger after clanger. He only pulled himself back with the save from Vinicius Jr. I mean, Real Madrid had a chance to miss the penalty and still walk that game and walk into the quarter-final against Bayern Munich, because I don't see Manchester City coming back from this. Haaland didn't get a touch. Savinho is worthless. He's not good enough. And Doku's a one-trick pony who, even in the end, Trent Alexander-Arnold, with a bit of backup, was easily able to figure out. It was too one-dimensional for Manchester City. And yet again, on the big stage, away from home, Manchester City have failed. They know what Real Madrid are. They've played them so many bleeding times. I don't get how Pep Guardiola got that wrong so badly tonight. But look, who cares? We're all laughing at Manchester City right now. And you know what? In the actual coefficient, I think somebody needs to just remind these English clubs in the Champions League that they can't throw it away deliberately to make sure that United don't get the extra chance with the 5th place in the Premier League this season. The coefficient is pretty much there and it's sorted. City getting smashed, Spurs getting smashed, Liverpool losing. Obviously, we've seen Chelsea get destroyed tonight as well by putting up a good fight, to be fair to them, but still 4-2. Tough ass for them against PSG in the second leg. Obviously, PSG European champions, you'd expect that. Cheating Arsenal, scraping a point, was the only real mark. And obviously, Newcastle as well. Well done to them for Barcelona. But wow, what a horrible, horrible first leg of the round of 16 for the English clubs. Doesn't matter, obviously, to us, because they've already done the damage for us and they've helped us out by winning that coefficient table. But I think when you look at the teams, when you look at the dominance of the Premier League and where we're at and where the English teams are at in Europe right now, when it comes to the big stage and the big moments, are we still that force? Are we that good? Because tonight, Manchester City, oh my days. If I'm a City fan right now, I'm looking at that and I'm going, Pep Guardiola cannot take this team any further. He cannot take this team any further than where he's already taken them. They are a great side. They have been great. But now we are seeing the weaknesses in Pep Guardiola. He hasn't got the recruitment right. City always got the recruitment right and always got replacements in for their big players. But there's too many old heads in this team right now. And Haaland is that type of player that you just need to put balls in the boxes for, the ball in the box for. He isn't going to score goals the way that City are playing tonight. The midfield is too slow and they can't get the ball quick enough to him. Why Ryan Shirky wasn't playing, why Reinders wasn't playing for the balance in that side, I have no idea. But again, Pep Guardiola thinks differently to everybody else and he gets away with absolute murder. When he starts messing around with his team like this, he turns into the Tinkerman, doesn't he? Constantly changing it all the time. And I know you have to rotate, and I know that the Premier League is important as well. But this is a massive, massive game. And moments like this can derail confidence and everything. I actually do think that tonight Real Madrid made a statement, though, as well. And they were outstanding. Like, they still missed a penalty and cruised that game. And that was the most comfortable game of football that I've seen Real Madrid play in the Champions League all season. And this is the round of 16. when it comes to the nitty-gritty, when it comes to knockout football, Real Madrid are the team. They know what they're doing. They're not going to win it this year. I don't think they're good enough to continuously do this. I don't think they're good enough to pull off results like this. But then saying that, tonight, it's like Brandon Diaz who came in, Aguila who's there as well, players playing out of position, a few players missing from that side, big players for Real Madrid. They still walked over Manchester City. So maybe even bringing these bigger players back in will give them even more impetus going forward into the latter stages. But look, out of Real Madrid and Barcelona, from what we've seen in the Champions League, no one's really pulling up trees. Bayern Munich look like they're the ones to stop right now after their absolutely crushing victory against Atalanta the other night. The English team's not looking very good at the moment. And you know what? Don't count out Leverkusen against Arsenal in that second leg. I think Arsenal might scrape it, but I think there's going to be a few scares in that game. And again, blatant cheating from Arsenal and diving in that game there. By the way, Kay, seriously, tonight, that again highlights what Arsenal need to do under Arteta to get anywhere near close to winning a trophy. They are a disgrace. Credit to Chelsea for giving it a go and coming back from behind twice against PSG, but they're the European champions for a reason and they've got quality coming out their arse. They are absolutely outstanding, even though they're not having a great season either. And I think this is after the Lord Mayor show with them, with Enrique having done everything last season. It's hard to keep it going. But nights like this is where big teams, big players come to the fore. And tonight, the English teams have been found wanting big time. All three of them. And again, it was like this last night. When you go into these big games and you think you can just go and play your normal Premier League game, it isn't the case, and you have to be fully prepared. I don't think any of the English teams were ready for what came this week. There's only Newcastle who really came in to this week with a proper game plan, I thought. And again, Arsenal struggling. I think they'll just scrape over the line in the second leg. I think Chelsea are out. I think Manchester City are out. And Liverpool will take Galatasaray. I think Newcastle will also be out. Tottenham will be out. So the 6 teams that made it to knockouts, woohoo, great. 4 of them are going out in the round of 16. Simple as. There's no way that they can turn them results around. I think Barcelona will be too much for Newcastle at the Camp Nou. Real Madrid, let's say no more. But obviously, Tottenham, say no more. I think Liverpool will get over the line, like I said, just because it's Anfield. I'd be shocked if they blew that one. But, I mean, Arne Slot, you never know this season, deal with him. And, yeah, I think overall, the big managers, the big-time managers within the Premier League, Pep Guardiola, the number one, the so-called best, I think he's being found out constantly now. I think he's running out of steam. I do. Because I have no idea what his team selection was there tonight. I don't know what he was thinking or why he thought that that was the right team to go against a weakened Real Madrid side who weren't in great form, not in good shape, and were there for the taking. I think he bottled it tonight, in a way. Let me know. Get into the comments. Curious to know how you think that went over this Champions League game week. Who stands out in England? No one? I don't think there is anyone, is there? I don't think we are favourites to pick up the trophy now. I think there is one clear winner, and that is Vincent Kompany's Bayern Munich and the way that they're playing. You never know. Things can change. But in the round of 16, I think we lose 4 English clubs. One of them, Manchester City. Tonight, they were absolutely taken to task and were lucky not to lose by more. I don't think they've got enough, and I think Real Madrid will bring the big guns back next week, and of course, then we'll smash City again. Let me know. Get into the comments. Make sure you give the video a like. Hit the subscribe button here on Adam FC, and I'll see you all in the next video.